So today we have a new fanfic. It's called The Tinker. It's a Bakugo X listener. So this is called, it's called The Tinker. And before we actually this is a little note from their author. It says that Ryan's an engineer, and they're all third years now. And Ryan is from America. So that's all they had to say. And let's get into the chapter. Are we getting a new chick in 3A? Frankie crowded, bursting through the classroom door. God, it is too early for this, man. Grandma buried her head. Gerald buried her face into the desk. It's just a rumor, Kaminari. Yue doesn't accept additionals to the class this late in the year, Momo said calmly, flipping through the pages of her book without looking up. The other students in 3A perked up by, "A new student? Where'd you hear that?" "I saw Aizawa with some girl who looked our age," Denki said, thumbs pointing behind him towards the hall. It was enough to intrigue a few of them. They rushed towards the hall, craning their necks to see if they could get a glimpse of who Denki had been talking about. Just because it's a girl, you don't know doesn't mean it is someone joining 3A. There are plenty of girls here who don't want to know you, Kamini. I don't like that. Kaminari. No, I want to say dumb Pikachu. Dumb Pikachu, Jiro said. There are tons of departments here. Denki stuck his tongue out at her. Will you assholes calm down? You're getting in the damn way. Bakugo snapped, trying to enter the classroom. What the hell is going on? A new student, Kachan. Midoriya gushed at she might join our class. Bakugo ignored him, sitting at his desk. He clearly didn't care what Midoriya was saying. He crossed his arms with a frown, annoyed with the rest of his peers. Shit, Aizawa's coming. Scram! Sarah yelped. The class quickly returned to their seats to look composed. Aizawa walked in, looking more tired than normal. An awkward silence filled the room as everyone tried to figure out what to say. It wasn't long until Ida spoke, with his hand shooting straight up. Excuse me, sir. Will 3A be receiving a new student? Aizawa closed his eyes, clearly exhausted. Where'd you hear this? Well, there was a girl with you in the hall. She was joining the class. Is she joining the class? Mina asked, leaning forwards in her desk, awaiting for his response. Clearly nothing remains hidden from you kids, he mumbles and let out a sigh. Holy shit, I have to... Oh, God. Yes, Miss Ryan is going to be joining us for the rest of the semester. She isn't technically a student here, though. She's going to be 3A's engineer, at least until the situation in America lessens up. It was the first time that Aizawa or any teacher had brought up the news of America. It was taboo at this point. Hearing it spoken by Aizawa made the situation seem much more scarier. What's her quirk? Midoriya asked excitedly, popping out of his seat. You'll have to ask her yourself. She's going to join us in a few days. Hearing this, the class launched into discussion with each other. Eraser had clocked out of the conversation and was sitting at his laptop, distracted. You think she's cute? Sarah asked Kaminari, sitting on his desk. You're the one who saw her, I mean, What does it matter? Holy shit. Yanni. What does it matter? It won't make a damn difference to you. Bakugo grumbled. Being seated next to Kaminari today meant he was forced into the conversation. Come on, Baku bro, wouldn't it cool to expand the circle? Kirishima asked, putting his arm around him. Fuck off, I don't need a circle. Keep telling yourself that, Ijiro said, patting Bakugo's chest. I, at least, am going to go say hi later. You up for it, Mina? Duh, she replied, cleaning out her nails. But you boys better not be hoping for a new girlfriend. The girls are going to fill her all in on your gross shit. Mr. Aizawa, where will Miss YN be staying? Ida asked. In the dorms with you guys. A lot. Don't scare her too much. Kaminari cackled. Sorry. Oh my god. I am so gonna get laid. He snickered at the rest of the boy. Like hell you are, dickhead. You can't even get a girl for shit. Bakugo barked. Sarah and Kirishima couldn't help but laugh. Oh fuck, I also forgot Mina. Sarah and Mina and Kirishima couldn't help but crackle at that. The workshop was absolutely... Oh fuck, I missed the line. Narrative, suppose... narrative, POV, yeah. The workshop was an absolute mess. Aizawa had sent YN to her new workspace almost immediately, but seeing it made her want to off herself. It looked like it hadn't been touched in years, and that could be very well true, considering the gear YN saw while walking into the building. She sat down her bag and tried to step over some of the rubble on the ground. It was supposed to be an engineering workshop, but it was so cluttered and it was difficult to tell. YN could barely make out a workable space in the center of the room, covered in boxes with scraps and discarded gear. This is going to take fucking ages. YN sighed to herself. Better now than never. Pushing through the jet lags, YN spent the next several hours doing her best to sort out the room's chaos. If this was going to be her new workspace for the next year, she was going to have to put some sweat and tears into it. Engineering was grueling enough with professionality, especially with her size. She didn't need to add her own workload by suffering through a messy space. YN was able to use the discarded boxes to organize, sorting through usable scraps and garbage. Already in her mind was flurrying away with new ideas. She could build, but she tried not to get her ahead of herself. Sleeping was pushing her eyes. But she shook it off. Getting used to Japan's time was kicking her ass. Moving away from her country because of the terrorists was too. She didn't let that get to herself. Instead, she let her muscles ache as she lifted around heavy boxes, and cleaning off dusty machinery to distract herself. She didn't know how much time had passed, but she snapped out of her groove when she heard the doors bursting open. She whipped around to see a clutter of students in her age shoving their way in. Aizawa said you'd be the the first girl inside launched into a coughing fit. Her entire body was pink. Girl, what the hell? It's so musty in here. How are you breathing? Without saying hello, she marched over to the window and threw it open. That's better. She turned with a final face. YN with a big grin. To YN with a final face. Turned to YN with a big grin on her face. Sorry. I'm Mina. This is Kirishima, Denki, and Sarah. I gotta be honest, I can't wait to have another girl here. I'm YN, you said, breathing in the fresh air. Damn, You're right. This breeze is so much better. She whipped from... You wipe some sweat from your sweat above your brow. You try to rub some of the exhaustion from your eyes. So what are you guys doing in here? Do you guys need something made? Or... Babe, no. We're not here to make you work more. We're here because we want to take you out. You've been cooped up here for literally 8 hours, Mina said. I did my gasp wrong. Fuck, what time is it? Oh god, I got carried away again. You pulled out your phone in a hurry to check what time it was. It was 5:45 p.m. She had been working since 9 o'clock this morning. Her body finally seemed to catch up with her. Her stomach growled. I hate it when I do this. Do you guys know where I can get some food? Sorry to cut this so short. You haven't eaten yet? Let's take you out, Kirishima said, putting a hand on her shoulder. Our treatment, since you'll be helping us out this semester. He took a chunk of metal she had been holding and set it down to the drawer away from her work. Are you sure? I don't want to intrude. No stress. Kirishima beamed at her and wiped some of the metal dust from her shoulder. Mina linked arms with YN and led her out of the room. The boys followed behind her. I feel like I'm going to pass out, YN groaned. Well, duh, you haven't eaten and you've been working all day. You cool with sushi? Hearing sushi mentioned made your stomach growl even louder as they walked down the hall. Holy, I've never yawned so much. Mina laughed. I'll take that as a yes. Bakugo! Not Bakugo, it's Bakubro! Wanna come with us? We're gonna get sushi. Kirishima said as they passed a grumpy-looking blonde. Without looking up, he flipped him off. He flipped us off. Kirishima shrugged. He's lost. What's up with him? Lion asked. Don't mind him. He's always like that. Let's stop by the classroom to pick up the rest of the gang. Bakugo could hear the ruckus even... Okay, so I think this is the next day. I don't know. Bakugo could hear the ruckus before he even entered the building. Great, he thought to himself. Can I get one goddamn minute of peace? It was 9 p.m. He had been working his ass off in training since school got out. His arms and legs were burnt and he loved it. Anything that was a reminder of his progress was something he was happy to feel, even if it was painful. Walking into the dorms, he was hit with the smell of popcorn and stale soda. What the hell are you asshats doing? He scolded, making the way over to the couch, where nearly the entire class huddled. Super Smash Bros. Tournament, bitch. Mina cheered, raising her soda can. Ryan is wiping the floor. No, she isn't. I can beat you. Give me 1 more second, Sarah snapped, with his fingers flying away from his controller. Meanwhile, Ryan was leaning back with a smirk on her face. It was clear that she was going to win, and she knew it. Come on, Hanta. If we're gonna lose the streak to the girls, I'm gonna. Kirishima started, but Jiro smacked his back of the head. Let us have this. This is our first time we've had this and had a chance, and you're not gonna blow this for us. Bakugo rolled his eyes, setting his back down. Fuck! Sarah yelled, and the rest of the girls clapped YN on the back. Bakugo, we finally made someone that you can compete with. Kirishima bragged to his friends that she could actually beat you. Bakugo bristled at the challenge. Like hell she could. Give me that damn controller, he said, storming over to to the defeated Sarah, snatching it from his hands without even glancing at Wyan. He started the next game. Wyan pretended to yawn. Bakugo shot her with a piercing glare. "You're smart world for a hurt, smartass," he challenged. "You know, I think Sarah said something familiar like that. Something familiar." She said, nodding her head towards Sarah, who was crumpled in Denki's arms. "But I'll never turn down someone with more practice," she said, knowing fully that it was going to piss off Bakugo to say so. "Practice?" Bakugo growled and turned his attention back to the screen. "You're gonna eat your words." She didn't eat her words. A few minutes later, the girls were cheering yet again at Wyan. Wyan stuck her tongue out at Bakugo through a shit-eating grin. He was possibly fuming. "Stay the right fuck there," he said, getting up and snatching a soda from the counter, plopping it back onto the ground, and took a big swig and looked at her. "Hey, it's my turn, loser. It's supposed to be switch," Kirishima whined. "Shut up, shitty hair. I'm going to be here." He started the next game, ignoring Kirishima's jab in the arm. 1, 2, 3 games later, Wyan held her title with rounds at Bakugo. Bakugo had lost every steam. He had never lost this game before. He never lost at anything before. This shitty girl was ruining his reputation. Wyan stayed calm, leaning back against Mina, who had fed, constantly encouraging occasional piece of popcorn. "You're fucking kidding me?" Bakugo spat after his 5th loss. You want to go again, bro?" Wyan said, shrugging. I think you like to get your ass beat." The class whooped and laughed in her comment. He was beginning to turn red. "I could take you in a real fight. It's just a shitty game." He dropped the controller in my Wyan pointed at and ground and controller on the ground and pointed at Wyan accusingly. Kirishima was quick to discard the remote. "What, was virtual ass kicking not enough?" she said, leaning towards him with her challenge look in her eye. "Ha! Not a fucking chance. You'll be begging for mercy," he quipped. Wyan leaned back against Mina, this time yawning for real. "I'll take you up on the offer some other time. I have a ton of shit to unpack," she said nonchalantly, standing up, finishing the rest of her soda, and tossing it into the trash. "Thanks for dinner and the games, guys. Let's go do it again," she said, picking up her bag. "Where are you going? Aren't you staying in the dorms?" Denki asked. "Well, that's my plan, but I can't until my room's all set up. And that'll take a couple more days. I was gonna do it tonight, but some of you guys wanted to eat dirt in Super Smash Bros. So I threw an empty soda can at her head, which she dodged. If you aren't staying, then where are you go? I was gonna go check it. Where are you gonna go? I was going to go check into a hotel somewhere. It's just for the night, though, so it shouldn't be too bad." She shrugged, pulling her keys out of her bag. "You have a car?" Ochako scolded. "Bike, actually," Wyan said, grinning. "I'll take you for a ride sometimes, if you're brave enough." She winked at Ochako, trying to hide her. "You ride a motorcycle?" Bakugo deadpanned. "Yep. You want to go for a ride, Bakugo?" She joked. Teasing was a majority of getting off his nerves. "Fuck off. See you tomorrow, guys." Wyan waved and closed the door behind her. Bakugo finished up the rest of his soda and threw it in the trash with his face stained with the scowl from his loss. Who does she think she is? And nobody beats him. Nobody wins against him. She thought, digging into his head as he picked up his bag in frustration, growling. "It's just a game, Bakugo," Kirishima said, wrapping his arms around Bakugo's neck. You could take her in a real fight, no questions asked." "I know that, dipshit. I don't care about that shitty game." He was lying. "Wait, I forgot to ask her what her quirk was," Izuku yelped, grabbing his notebook and dashing out the door after her. Anyways, guys, so that's all I have for today. yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!